You wake up feeling like a wet piece of cardboard. Your brain is foggy. Your motivation is non-existent. You tell yourself you are just lazy. Maybe you lack discipline. Maybe you are just not a morning person. Stop beating yourself up right now. It is not your personality. It is your biology. Turns out getting your energy back is way easier than you think. You do not need more willpower. You just need a better sleep architecture. Most of us are just sleepwalking through life with broken systems. Your brain is trying to run a marathon while wearing heavy concrete shoes. It is exhausting, but here is the relief. You can actually fix this without spending thousands on fancy mattresses or weird supplements. We are going to turn your bedroom into a recovery chamber and your brain back into a high-performance machine. But first, you have to realize why your current routine is actually sabotaging your existence. Are you ready to wake up? You start your day with a desperate prayer to the coffee gods. 1 cup, then 2. By noon you feel like a god. By 2 p.m. you are a zombie. You hit that wall hard. Your eyelids feel like they weigh 50 pounds each. You try to fight it with more caffeine, but now you are just a wired zombie. You are anxious but exhausted. Then comes the night. You lie in bed staring at the ceiling. Your mind decides now is the perfect time to remember that embarrassing thing you said in 3rd grade. You scroll through your phone for 2 hours. You tell yourself just 5 more minutes. Then it is suddenly 3 a.m. You panic. You calculate exactly how many hours of sleep you have left. It is a mathematical nightmare. You wake up tired. The cycle repeats. It is a loop of misery. But why does this happen? You need to understand a molecule called adenosine. Scientists call this sleep pressure. Think of it as a bucket that fills up with tiredness all day. When the bucket is full, you feel sleepy. This is normal, but here is the trick. Caffeine does not empty the bucket, it just puts a lid on it. It blocks the receptors in your brain so you cannot feel the pressure. The stickman thinks he is energized, but his bucket is actually overflowing. He is a ticking time bomb. When the caffeine wears off, the lid pops. All that stored tiredness hits you at once. This is the famous afternoon crash. You are not lazy, you are just experiencing an adenosine flood. Your brain is basically screaming for a reset. But if you just keep adding more lids, you never actually clear the pressure. So how do we empty the bucket properly? You probably think the answer is just sleeping more. You try to crash for 10 hours on Sunday. You wake up feeling like you were hit by a truck. Wait, that makes no sense. Why does more sleep feel worse? Here is the twist. Sleep quantity is a lie. Sleep quality is the real king. You can spend 10 hours in bed, but if your brain is barely hitting deep sleep, you are just lounging in a fancy coma. It is like trying to charge your phone with a broken cable. The percentage goes up slowly, but the connection is unstable. You are not failing at sleep. You are failing at the environment. Most of us treat our bedrooms like a second living room. We bring the noise and the lights and the stress inside. It is a disaster. But what if the fix was actually simple? What if it was free? You have a master clock inside your brain. Scientists call this the circadian rhythm. It is like a biological conductor directing your entire body. It tells your heart when to beat and your brain when to dim the lights. The main trigger for this clock is light, specifically the bright blue light from the sun. When this hits your eyes, your brain stops producing melatonin. Melatonin is the sleep hormone. Imagine it as a dimmer switch for your consciousness. If you stare at a phone screen at midnight, your brain thinks it is high noon in July. The stickman is confused. He thinks the sun is out, so he stays wide awake. His internal clock is spinning in circles. He is biologically jet-lagged without ever leaving his house. This is why you cannot fall asleep. Your clock is broken, but we can reset it manually. Watch the stickman try to sleep. First, he drinks espresso at 6 p.m. He is vibrating. He tries to read a book, but his eyes are twitching. Then he scrolls TikTok until 2 a.m. His brain is fried. He wakes up feeling like a soggy noodle, absolute failure. Now let us flip the script. Our stickman wakes up and walks outside. He gets 10 minutes of morning sunlight. His master clock resets. He stops caffeine by noon. The adenosine bucket clears. At night he dims the lights. He turns his room into a cold, dark cave. He falls asleep in minutes. He wakes up feeling like a superhero. His brain is sharp. His energy is limitless. He is no longer a lazy noodle. He is a high-performance human. This transformation is not magic. It is just biological alignment. Now you can do the exact same thing. You have spent years believing you are the problem. You thought you were just born without a work ethic. You felt guilty for needing a nap. But that guilt was based on a lie. You were not lazy, you were just operating on a low battery. Once you fix your sleep, your entire identity shifts. You stop being the person who struggles to wake up. You become the person who attacks the day. Your focus returns. Your mood stabilizes. You realize that your best self was always there. It was just buried under layers of sleep deprivation and bad habits. You are not a broken person. You are just a person with a broken routine. The relief is immense. You can stop fighting your body and start working with it. You are finally in control. So how do you actually implement this starting tonight? You only need 3 simple rules. First, get sunlight in your eyes within 30 minutes of waking up. This locks in your circadian rhythm. The stickman is basking in the sun. He is awake. Second, use the 3-2-1 rule. No food 3 hours before bed. No work 2 hours before bed. No screens 1 hour before bed. This clears the mental clutter. The stickman puts his phone in a drawer. He is finally calm. Third, drop your room temperature. Your brain needs to cool down to trigger deep sleep. Set it to about 65 degrees. Imagine your bed is a cool mountain peak. This signals your body to dive deep into recovery. Do these 3 things consistently. Your energy will skyrocket. You will stop crashing at 2 p.m. You will finally feel alive. It is that simple. Just follow the biology. You now have the blueprint to stop being a zombie. You do not need a miracle. You just need a system. Start with the morning sun tomorrow. Just 10 minutes. That is your first win. Small wins lead to massive transformations. If you felt seen by this stickman, you are in the right place. We make health simple, we make it fun, and we keep it science-backed. Your journey to high energy is just beginning. Next, we are going to tackle why your brain craves sugar and how to kill those cravings without suffering. You do not want to miss that one. Join the Stickman Health Club by hitting that subscribe button. Let us build a better version of you together. One small habit at a time. Now put your phone away. Go get some actual sleep. You earned it. See you in the next video.